Please have a blanket available. There we go. A blanket available. We'll start on our backs. Draw your knees in towards your chest and give yourself a couple cycles of breath here to start to settle into gravity. Settle into your body and settle into your breath. Take one more full breath in. As you exhale, draw the knees in a little bit closer to your chest. Empty the breath all the way out. Drop the knees over to your left and open the right arm out to the side. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, bring the knees through center. Drop the knees over to the right and the left arm out to the side. Spend a couple rounds of breath here. One more full breath in. Exhale, bring the knees to center. Place the feet down. And for the next few exercises, you have options with what you do with the arms and the hands. So you could have the arms out to the sides with the palms face up or face down. You could also choose to slide your hands under your hips, like you're creating a triangle around your sacrum. That is another option. And then reach one heel up towards the ceiling, other heel up towards the ceiling. Hamstrings do not need to be totally warmed up here, so if the knees are bent, that's totally fine. Please begin to squeeze the inner edges of the feet, the inner legs together. And as you exert this effort in the inner leg, inner ankle, sides of the feet, also connect with a full, smooth breath. And to get the inner edges of the feet to connect, you may need to do some creative bending of the ankles. I don't remember if that's eversion or inversion, maybe eversion, I don't know. Anyway, bend the ankles, feet still squeeze the inner edges together. And now just squeeze the inner edges of the heels together. Remain connected to the breath. And now bring the inner edges of the big toe, of the big toe mound together. Squeeze there. Notice what that asks differently of the core. The core is now encompassing not only the center of the body, where we think of our abs as being, but also now the psoas and then the core of the inner legs. If you think of the core of an apple, it goes through the entire organism. And our core we can consider similarly. Maybe if I talk at you more, you won't notice how hard this is. Okay, inner edges of the feet, squeeze them together again, squeeze the inner legs together, and now lower the legs down a quarter of the way towards the floor and hold. Keep squeezing towards the midline. Lower the legs down another quarter of the way. Hold. And now lower the legs all the way down slowly. Keep squeezing towards the midline. And once the legs are down, relax for a moment, relax everything. Take a full breath in, filling the belly, then filling the chest. And then release the breath through the mouth. Next up, options for the arms remain the same, whether out in a T shape, palms face up or face down. I have a fairly exaggerated lumbar lordosis, so what they would call like a sway back. I've got a fairly significant arch, so it helps to support my body by sliding the hands under the hips. Once you have organized yourself according to your body, reach the legs out in front of you, point the toes, and now do little swimmy, kicky legs. Anchor your navel down towards the floor. Your swimmy, kicky legs can be going super fast and tiny. They could be slower and bigger. And you can also vary the tempo. Please do continue breathing. One more additional option here. You could choose to lift the head and the shoulders up to get the upper abdominals a little more engaged in what we're doing. Continue to kick the legs at your own pace and reach the legs long out in front of you simultaneously. Just a little bit longer. Take another full breath in. And then exhale. Release. Stop. Rest. And now do take your arms out to the sides into that T shape if they were not already there. Turn the palms to face down. And now you could choose to have the knees bent with the knees stacked over the hips. Seal the inner seams of the legs together. And then as you inhale, drop the knees to one side. And exhale, bring them back to center. You could also choose to do this with the legs straight. So the heels straight up, inhale to the other side. And exhale back to center. Keep going side to side. Glue the inner legs together and only go so far to the opposite side or to one side that the opposite shoulder can stay anchored on the floor. So keep the shoulders down as you go side to side. Can you initiate that return to center through the strength of the exhalation? So like you're exhaling to pull your belly button down onto the mat. Keep squeezing the inner legs together, whether the knees are bent or straight. And you can absolutely vary the pace of the breath, the pace of the movement. Go side to side just one more time. And then bend the knees, place the feet onto the mat. Take a moment here to soften and rest by drawing the knees in towards your chest and then hold onto the front of either knee and draw the knees towards your armpits. Give the inner legs a little chance to rest here. You could even kind of wobble or rock the legs from side to side. And then make your way onto hands and knees. And Ladybird's having a good old time licking her ankle, and since she's decided to provide sound effects, I figure I'll just drag her into frame. Slide a blanket under your knees, please. Hands under your shoulders. Place the knees under your hips and take a few cycles of cat-cow. One more round of cat-cow. And then pause in a neutral spine, and we'll set up here for a side plank with the right hand down. So turn onto your right side. Let's start by stacking the knees. You can use the blanket under the knees. And position the hand so that it's roughly under the shoulder. You can look down and see how that is going. And while you're here, take a moment to experiment with the placement or the angle of the hands and the fingers. So for some people, it's quite comfortable to have the fingers turn forward, turn towards the top of the mat, or maybe even externally rotated a little bit in the arm. And please prioritize a hand and arm positioning where you feel that shoulder blade kind of able to suction in towards the back of your ribs. If you imagine just scooping that shoulder blade in towards the back rib, look for that sense of support and security when choosing the angle of the arm. And so now you could choose to take your side plank with the knees down, pressing down firmly into the hand. You could also choose to do this with the legs out, extended and stacked. And another option is to have the front, or rather the top foot kickstanding in front as you lift the hips. Whichever option you've chosen, lift the hips and connect with your breath. Notice if your hips are rocking back like mine were just a moment ago, and instead aim to stack one side of the pelvis over the other side. Press down, lift up a little more, and then exhale. Lower yourself down. And now do like you're just hanging out of the park. Kind of sink into that shoulder and create an arc along the right side of the body. Take a full breath into that right side. And full breath out. And then change sides. We'll start by building the pose with the knees down. So organize the knees so they are in line, more or less with the hips. Maybe they won't be to start. We will refine. And then choose your placement for the hand. So bring yourself up, place the hand under the shoulder, and then look for that nice snuggled feeling of the shoulder blade onto the back ribs. Take the time to angle the hand and the arm accordingly so that you feel well supported in the shoulder. And then you can start to refine the placement of the knees or extend the legs out. Stack the legs, lift the hip up. Press down firmly into the hand, into your fingertips, and aim to stack the two sides of the pelvis, one over the other. Full smooth breaths. One more full breath in, press down, lift the hips up. And then exhale, ease yourself down. Do the park lounge, sink into the shoulder. Allow for some broadening to happen between the armpit and the top of the hip. Take a full breath into that space. And full breath out. Make your way into a child's pose with the knees wider apart. Walk your fingertips forward on the mat and take a full breath in towards the front, the back, and the sides of your body. Easy breath out here. Again, full breath in all sides of the torso. Easy breath out. Rock forward over your knees. Lift the feet. And then ease the hips down. Draw a full breath in to encourage a stretch along the front of the belly, all the way from the pubic bone to the low ribs. If the low back is feeling a little bit unstable here, bring a little bit of energy into the knees. Press the knees down slightly into the floor. Take one more full breath in towards your belly. Lift the breastbone up towards the crown of your head. And then exhale, press back, make your way into a seat. Place a hand onto your belly, your strong belly. Place a hand onto your heart. And send yourself some gratitude to your body for its strength, for its support. Send some gratitude to yourself for choosing to show up for you today. Thank you.